Okay, so I want to do just a short explanation about pH to go along with the pH kidney video. So just looking at pH homeostasis, if we look at the blood, the pH of blood ranges from about 7.38 to 7.42. So on this end is acidic, and this end is basic. Although just in general, the blood is a little bit basic. So if you get much below this, it's not good. It's bad. So you will die if your pH becomes too out of whack from this. Okay, so up to like, I don't know, 7.7. I think greater than 7.7, you're dead, and less than 7.2 or 7.22 or something like that. So if you're going on in this direction, your blood is acidic. So we say you have acidosis. And we covered that with the kidney pH video, what happens when the blood is acidic. So in acidosis, it causes depression of the nervous system. Coma could be the result of being in acidosis. Okay, so alkalosis is the opposite. So it's more hyperexcitable. So like cramping, twitchiness, that's what's going to result. Okay, so pH is pretty important, and probably should have said this before, but there are basically 3 ways the body handles the situation. So 3 ways the body handles acid base balance or imbalance. Okay, so if we go from fastest to slowest, the first thing is a buffer system. So the buffer that we've been talking about like over and over is the bicarbonate buffer system. And the bicarbonate buffer system works really well. And of course, this is that equation that is reversible, where we get carbonic acid, which is a weak acid, and then that goes to dissociates into hydrogens and bicarbonate. So bicarbonate is the buffer. Okay, so this is extremely fast. It's extremely fast to react. But it's also fairly easily overwhelmed. Once you have as much buffer, the buffer starts working, at some point it stops working. Okay, it's maxed out. So it's extremely fast, but somewhat easily overwhelmed. So what do we have to supplement that? Well, looking at this equation, we see carbon dioxide, so we have the respiratory system. Because CO2, we can just easily just breathe out, okay? And your vessels also contain chemoreceptors, which monitor pH. So they too can signal the respiratory system to increase respiratory rate, decrease rate, whichever side it needs to go, but it can do that in order to get rid of or conserve some carbon dioxide. So about 75% of pH homeostasis occurs from the respiratory system. Okay, it is slower than a buffer system. Buffer system is like lightning fast, reacts immediately. Respiratory system's a little bit slower, okay, but still fairly fast. So the last way that pH is controlled, or balanced, however you want to call it, is through the kidneys. So the kidneys are slow to react, but pack the most punch. Okay, so they're the most powerful effect. So the kidneys are able to either reabsorb hydrogens, dump hydrogens, reabsorb bicarbonate, dump bicarbonate. It can do all of those things in a large amount for a long period of time. Okay, so again, slowest to react, but has the most effect. So I don't know if this is more chapter 26, acid-base balance stuff. So this is basically what's going on with acid-base balance overall. Okay, you've got the buffer system, the respiratory system to back it up, and then we've got the kidneys to overall handle the amount of hydrogens, the hydrogen concentration that's in the body. All right, so just wanted to clarify that before we move on out of this. Okay.